Welcome to WYCE's Community Close-Up. Community Close-Up is our weekly public affairs program produced in partnership with the Rapidian, our hyper-local news service here at the Grand Rapids Community Media Center. Community Close-Up seeks to bring you a diverse perspective of viewpoints from community leaders and organizations throughout West Michigan. This is WYCE station manager in studio this week with the one and only, never to be replaced, Noddea Skidmore, Director of Marketing and Communications with Grand Rapids Civic Theatre. Noddea was just recently on the radio in late March, and here we are in mid to late April talking once again about what else but Civic Theater.
Yes. Hello. Thank you for having me.
Hello, and welcome back. It's great to have you in the studio, and we are going to talk about the 25-26 season, which opens with a rock show. I'll tease that, and we'll talk about that here in just a minute. But just recently, on Friday the 18th, The Color Purple opened. This is a great story. But as I understand, this is a new version of this play. Is that right?
So a little bit. So the really lovely thing about Color Purple, right, is that it's this story that we've known for so long through Alice Walker's gorgeous novel, and then of course the Steven Spielberg film, and then I want to say probably about close to 10 years ago we saw the revival of The Color Purple on Broadway, and about another 10 years prior to that was the original production. And so this is kind of a nice mashup of some influences of those two, but it's so exciting to have on our stage, filled with bright local talent that are all volunteering their time to perform on the civic stage.
Very cool, and that runs through Sunday, May 4th, and everything we talk about in this conversation you're hearing on WYCE, you can learn at grct.org, grct.org, and you can buy tickets there as well. The Color Purple, as we said, runs through Sunday, May 4th. Then the final show of the current 24-25 season happens June 6th through 29th, and that is Waitress, a groundbreaking all-female creative team. Really exciting. Talk to us about Waitress, Noddea.
Yeah, so Waitress is, I'm sure that you have this happen to you too, with the kind of work that you do, Phil, where it's like you love the work and then there's a special album, a special artist that just tugs on your heartstrings all the more, and then it just feels like it's yours. And that's what Waitress is for me. This is a stunning Sarah Bareilles score with all original music that is written by her. This show made its debut on Broadway in 2016 and has made its way around the regional theater circuit this past season, and we are so lucky to be among the first community theaters in the country to have been offered the rights to produce it. And Allison Paris is behind the wheel as our director. She's our former artistic director, has made a little comeback to Civic to come back into the director's chair for this particular show. But it's an incredible show that is about sisterhood and motherhood and dreams, and it is a beautiful one, and it has my heart and then some. And pie. There's pie, Phil.
Yeah, and there's pie.
So much pie.
The ultimate empowerment, just feel good, wonderful stage performance of Waitress. Again, all female creative team that opens on Friday, June 6th. Before that, real quickly, just a plug for a really cool thing you all do. It's called the 10 for All Finals. This is the 5th year of the 10 for All Festival. 10-minute plays written by West Michigan playwrights.
Yes.
Plays are anonymously read and scored, and then read live on stage. And this is open to the public?
Yeah, absolutely. So the scored and read live on stage part was for our semifinals, and that helps us determine our finalists. There's a group of theater pros who sit in the audience, provide some feedback, and then help us narrow things down to one finalist in the youth, division, the college division, the adult comedy category, and the adult drama category. So that means that we will have 4 plays on stage. And this is one of the things that is kind of extra cool about this program, is that it doesn't happen on the Civic stage. It actually happens on stage at Spectrum Theater at GRCC. We have a great collaboration with them and their team. And so it is a way for playwrights with West Michigan connections to be able to have their work fully produced on stage with the use of community actors, with budding stage managers and directors. And what I think is extra cool is that there is a grand prize, and it's based on audience reaction and audience vote. And so everyone who comes to the finals, they get a ballot at the bottom of their playbill. They'll be able to fill that out and vote for their favorite play.
Put a plug in for that, Spectrum Theater, and it's May 16th and 17th. It's the 10 for all 25 finalists, and I know we have a lot of people in our WYCE audience who would really love to check that out. Okay, we look at the 25-26 season. I wanted to mention Noddea Skidmore. You've got some flex passes, which are pretty cool. I think I was looking online at grct.org. You've got a 4-show flex pass.
Yep.
And a 6-show flex pass.
We do. And I think
for
a lot of
ultimate flex ability.
Yes, ultimate
there?
flexibility. You know, you and I have probably both been going to theater for a long time, and for years and years there was always something that was called a season ticket, right? And that usually meant you go see every show once. And what we kind of discovered over the past several years is that there is not one kind of theater goer anymore. We have people that, you know, maybe only want to see the musicals. They maybe only want to go to a show that feels like a mature date night. They only want to go to something that is something that they can bring their whole family to. And so flex passes, those allow our audience member to use them however they want. So for example, if you're going to have a girls' night, that's great. Buy a flex pass, bring either your 3 or your 5 girlfriends with you, use that flex pass. That way you're saving more money. Mm-hmm. Or if you are looking for something that is a date night, buy that flex pass, buy 2 flex passes actually, and come to everything in the season, right? Like we just have a variety of different opportunities for, as you said, the ultimate flexibility.
I'm going to give our listeners a great hint right now, Noddea. We're talking here in mid to late April. Guess what's just around the corner? Mother's Day.
Mother's Day.
Absolutely. For that mother that has way too many kitchen appliances, don't buy mom a kitchen appliance.
No, send her to the theater.
Send her a flex pass from Grand Rapids Civic Theater, and she will go, oh my gosh, I love you even more.
That's right.
Check it out at grct.org, grct.org. Before we dive into this amazing 25-26 season with Noddea Skidmore for Grand Rapids Civic Theater, she's the Director of Marketing and Communications, I want to share with you, our listeners, how you can get involved at the Civic Theater, because I know a lot of people are always looking at what can I do? Spring is upon us. Summer's coming up, but maybe you're looking ahead saying, I want to audition for a play.
Yes.
I want to volunteer. Or better yet, I want to audition, I want to volunteer, and I want to donate. It's the AVD package. So let's start with audition, especially if you're relatively a newbie to the theater scene. Is there a 411 on how you audition for a Civic Theater performance?
Absolutely. Okay, so here's what's awesome about auditioning at Civic. I'm going to give you a little 3-point thing. Okay. First of all, I'm always going to encourage anyone who comes to see a show at Civic, when you're holding your program in your hand, look at the cast list. Look for the star next to people's names. That means that it's their first time on the Civic stage.
That's cool.
So often people assume, oh, you've got to pay your dues. You've got to be in, you've got to, it takes a long time to be able to work your way in. And that's not necessarily true at all. Like, we've got folks who have been volunteering at Civic for decades on stage. But then we also have people that just show up because it's in their hearts, it's on their minds. They're trying to, quench this creative thirst that they have. And so they show up and audition. And that's just one of my favorite things to acknowledge, is the fact that, yes, we almost always have a pretty nice array of newcomers. And I'll tell you what, the number of outstanding newcomers on stage in The Color Purple is unreal. It is a cast that is
cool.
made up of mostly newcomers, which is super exciting and just thrilling to be able to watch them in their element and discover what they're capable of on the civic stage. The second thing is, if you go to grct.org/audition, now it hasn't been all posted yet, but pretty soon in the coming weeks, we are going to have every single audition date listed for the entire 25-26 season. And then up on top, there will always be the specifics where you can find a character description list. You can find a tentative rehearsal schedule and get an idea for like what the commitment is in order to be a part of that. So that's where you're going to find all the goods. But something else that I love to talk about and I'm really proud of is the School of Theater Arts offers workshops throughout the year. And we have a couple of upcoming workshops specific to folks who would like to audition next year for the 25-26 season. So if you go to grct.org, and then you're going to see a little section up on the top of our website that is going to direct you to all things related to education, classes, and workshops. You're going to find that information there. And right now I understand that we have plenty of space available for our adult workshops and then for our workshops for teens as well.
grct.org, and I don't think that could have been better explained by Noddea. So thank you very much. And you
My pleasure.
You can learn how to volunteer through grct.org as well as, of course, donate. The theater doesn't survive without your support. Okay, 100%. We've got about 3.5 minutes left.
All right.
To pack in 7 shows, but
we can do it.
Let's just talk about this, and I'll just real quickly go through the lineup. The season opens in September, Friday, September 12th with Rock of Ages. Then it's Pete the Cat, October 16th. Frozen, the holiday show musical, November 14th, for a good full month through December 14th. Ain't Misbehavin', the great classic jazz musical review. That's January 16th. The Lightning Thief, Friday, February 27th. Dial M for Murder, one of my favorites, Friday, April 17th. And the season closes with a great show, the empowering, glittering musical of Legally Blonde, Friday, June 5th. Real quickly, let's highlight a couple of these. We might as well start with the first show, Noddea.
Yes, let's.
This is a rock musical comedy. I love it. Rock of Ages. What should we know about this?
Okay, so I'm going to tell you a quick little story. I once went to see Rock of Ages at another theater on the east side of the state with a dear friend who also worked in theater, and it was a dinner theater where the cast was also the servers. And it was so funny because there was a group of senior citizens that sat next to us, and these were some old folks. And there was a little lady, and she said to the server, "What is this anyway?" And he says, "Well, ma'am, this is a rock show." And she says, "Well, what does that mean?" He said, "It means, ma'am, it's going to be real fun. It's going to be real loud, and it's going to be a little dirty." And she clapped and she said, "Oh, goody. That's what I was hoping for." So Rock of Ages definitely is a fantastic rock musical comedy. It is rated R, but it is going to be jam-packed with music that we know and love, right? And so you're going to see and hear everything from Journey to Pat Benatar, everything in between. It is a blast and something that I think our audience members are going to have a good old time. Nothing but a good time, if you will.
Yeah, I was going to say, I think you'll be able to pick up some musical cues there. That's opening. It opens the season Friday, September 12th, Grand Rapids Civic Theatre, grct.org. Okay, about a minute left. I knew this was going to be hard to cram all this in. You've got Pete the Cat, Frozen, Ain't Misbehavin'. The Lightning Thief is one. I'm going to pick on that.
Yes.
Because I don't know much about that. It's billed as an adventurous musical, Friday, February 27th. What should we know about The Lightning Thief, Noddea?
Yeah, so The Lightning Thief is going to be based on the Percy Jackson books. So if you happen to be familiar with the Percy Jackson series on Disney Plus, or if you know those books, this is a really great family musical, but at the same time, you can also do this for a date night. You can send a group of your teens or your tweens together to go see the show. But one of my favorite ways that I've heard the show described is that this feels like Dear Evan Hansen meets Harry Potter in terms of style. And
cool.
It's a really thrilling rock score, great empowering characters, and just such fun.
Don't forget the Flex Passes. You can see the full 25-26 lineup at grct.org, grct.org. You know, when Dress Like a Pirate, Talk Like a Pirate Day is coming up, did you know you could rent a costume or a prop at GRCT? You can check that out at grct.org. Noddea, we could do this for another 20 minutes.
We could do this for another hour, my friend. But yeah, we got to wrap it up.
Thanks so much for being here.
Thank you. Thank you for having me. It's a joy.
Noddea Skidmore, the amazing marketing and communications director with the Grand Rapids Civic Theatre, with us on this segment of WYCE's Community Close-Up, our weekly public affairs program produced with the Rapidian. That is our program for this week. Thank you so much for joining us. Let's do this again next week right here on WYCE.